Hey, I'm Pastor Jim. I'm here for your 5-minute sermon or less. So here we go. You missed the service yesterday. No big deal. We're going to do this in 5 minutes.
If you get value from this content, please like, share, and subscribe.
Here we go. We're talking about the story in Luke 5 where the 4 guys took the paralyzed friend to Jesus for healing. They couldn't get through the crowd, so they had to go up on top of the roof of the building that Jesus was in, cut through the ceiling, and lower the man down to Jesus. When Jesus saw their faith, he said, "Your sins are forgiven." Freaked out the Pharisees. Who can forgive sins except God? That's blasphemy. Jesus said, okay, fine. What's easier? To say your sins are forgiven or get up and walk? So here you go. Hey man, get up and walk. So he got up, praising God, and he ran off. What do we know about this story? First thing, who needed the healing? Obviously we say the paralyzed man, but I say everybody did. The paralyzed man symbolizes all of us. We're all paralyzed in our sin without Jesus. We always need Jesus to come in to set us free. And Paul wrote in Ephesians 2:1, he says, once you were dead because of your disobedience and your many sins. So we all need healing. How are we ultimately healed from that? By hearing the gospel of Jesus Christ. Paul wrote in Romans 10, he said, but how can they call on him to save him unless they believe in him? And how can they believe in him if they've never heard about him? And how can they hear about him unless someone tells them first? And it's talking about Jesus. So how do people know if someone doesn't tell them? And that's left on us. So here you have the guys that brought them into Jesus. There's some great characteristics of what we all should be in their lives. One, they committed fully. They were on a mission. They ran into a wall. They'd find a way around it. They cared deeply. They cared to make sure that he got to Jesus for healing. They cared about the right things. They could have cared about things that weren't as right. Oh, what are they going to say if I start cutting a hole in this roof? Oh, what are they going to do? If I start heading up on the building, what are they going to do if we drop the paralyzed guy? What will they say about us? But they cared about the right things, which is getting into Jesus. They acted purposefully. They had a plan, and they believed completely. Because that's what it took to do the things that they needed to do. They believed completely. Who does the healing? The men? Was it the crowd? Was it the building? No, none of that stuff. It was Jesus, and the same is true today. When we share Jesus with someone else, he's the one that does the healing. It's not your great words, your awesome life. It's not the great things that you've done. We just are witnesses to what Jesus has done in our lives, not experts. An expert knows everything about it. A witness just tells what they know. And we're witnesses, and that's all God expects us to be. So what happens when you buy into the mission? Number one, God acts in amazing ways. He healed their friend. He did it in such a way that he confronted the Pharisees. Nobody knew how he was going to do it, but he told them in such a way that it taught not only them, but millions of people afterwards. All the people that have seen this story have been taught by the way that Jesus went about it. God heals people. God healed the paralyzed man, but he worked to heal the lives of all the people that were there. In some way, he brought them closer to him. All people were moved toward healing. 1 Corinthians 15:58 says, so my dear brothers and sisters, be strong and immovable. Always work enthusiastically for the Lord, for you know that nothing you do for the Lord is ever useless. Obedience to God is always valuable. And finally, God encourages other believers to follow him. The men were encouraged. The man was encouraged. The people that saw it were encouraged. Those who've read about it are encouraged. And I'm going to even tell you that the Pharisees, I believe, were encouraged or pushed in that way. Not, yay, I feel so great that I'm on the right path, but hey, maybe I'm wrong and maybe I should go this way. To consider it one more time. He encourages people to follow him. Now, whether they do or not, that's the choice left up to them. But that's your 5-minute sermon. Be a part of it. I'm out.